of Lina in this tournament, because if the best team likes to first pick Lina, then that hero must be the best hero.
All right, we have the draft getting underway, but I would like to ask you, Effie, just before we start talking about the heroes and everything, what do you think Vici have to do? What do you think they have to capitalize upon in order to get the upper hand in this series versus Elephant?
10 seconds.
I think they just have to come up with a solid draft, because I think in terms of individual players, solid. So I have to say, Elephant's players, every single one in their A game, it's been so clean from every single player. But the thing that stands out to me most about Elephant is they capitalize on their timings so well. So Vici has to find a way to either disrupt those timings or not play into them. So we just have to see a little bit more of like clean traditional Dota from Vici, and I do think they can match Elephant in terms of skill.
Alrighty then. Well, let's go into the draft for this game. Then it's a best of 3 upper bracket matchup between Elephant and Vici Gaming. I'm going to start it out with a couple of normal bans. I guess even.
Look at that. Yeah. No. Onto the.
But also, I looked at Elephant's drafts from TI qualifiers as well, and they did play a lot of Lina, so it seems like this Lina is kind of like the crux of their drafts. They like to draft around it. They like to just have her as a centerpiece.
She offers so much, so she makes your draft so easy. She's such a box-ticking hero, you know? She does physical damage, she does magical damage, she's got range, she can even have catch, and then add to that all that. She has a little stun as well. I mean, she does everything.
Remaining.
She can buy any item too. There's no restrictions. There's so much flexibility with her build. Yeah, sure.
Radiant.
She could probably buy a Basher and still make it work.
I want to see it without attack speed. Sounds juicy.
Okay, so I want to talk about this tide a little bit, because we did see a first phase tide yesterday, and it looked so good. They kind of just use this tide as this 5-man hero. He builds tide. If he has a good lane, he can be so durable and stand in the front lines, just barrel down these towers. So I'm starting to have this idea about Tide, that if a team opens up with them in first phase, they might actually be looking to play more after 5 minutes. So I wonder if that's something we're going to see out of Elephant, because we did see them play an incredibly fast-paced lineup a few days ago.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that sounds pretty correct. Elephant against game 2 against VG, they busted out the Tide, and then VG later on started to prioritize much higher. You talked about yesterday, that was their game against Aster. They pretty much manhandled Aster almost the same way that Elephant manhandled VG. So it's
so
gonna be.
They're learning. They're picking up some...
And that's what China Dota is a lot about. And sometimes we say like, oh, it's boring or very slow or whatever. It's because they are constantly learning from one another, and there's always going to be this one team that's playing very well, and all the other Chinese teams will try to copy that team. And
I think anyone watches China Dota could call it boring. Honestly, this tournament has been such a pleasure.
Oh, historically, it's been called boring quite a bit.
Well,
but this tournament definitely
just
not.
Wrong. This has been some of the funnest Dota that I've seen in a while.
10 seconds
Although
remaining.
a small era where China Dota was very slow and very methodical and very low risk, and I feel like that short era of Chinese Dota, that couple of years, has just kind of put a black mark against the name for a lot of
Mira wasn't born,
people.
she doesn't remember.
Like, excuse me, I'm wearing my punches and my voids this region. I didn't get this in Europe. I didn't get this anywhere else. I'm very happy to be watching this.
To ban.
So interesting. They do go for Medusa in first phase. It seems like they just want to prioritize their carry right now, because they know in second phase it's just going to get banned out. Medusa is a hero who does very well against Tide Hunter and Lilling. For reasons that I've said before, she has high range. She drains this mana Mystic Snake. She doesn't struggle too much in against him in lane. Unless the lane partner he's paired with is just going to have absurd kill potential. But this is like a solid Medusa game so far.
Still draining.
There's also not that much burst damage from these first 2 picks on Elephant and Tide and Puck. And when you think about Medusa, you have to think about a lot of damage. It takes a lot of damage to kill this hero. So
hang on, Mira. I can't let Nom get away with it, okay?
What did he say?
He just come out of a coma. He just asks if Mystic Snakes still drains mana.
Yeah, because
Well, yes,
it
no.
drains mana.
Yes, it does.
5 seconds remaining.
So it gives Medusa mana.
Yeah, it doesn't drain mana from the target anymore. Just sorry.
Yes,
sure.
I didn't phrase that correctly. No, Medusa herself gets mana, so she doesn't have sustain issues. But the target she throws it on doesn't lose mana.
Yep.
Is that clarified?
So, for the record.
So anyway, just the thought that I was giving so far, and would you agree even, is that they don't really have the damage to deal with Medusa right now, so that's what they're doing to drop.
It's very hard with the heroes that they have. I think one of the reasons also on top of it being really hard to kill the
5
Dusa is that the Dusa provides a team fight that can stand up to Tide and Puck. Which I think that's what BG's trying to do. So when I see this draft and the first 2 picks from Elephant, I immediately think the way of countering BG is just, okay guys, just slap on the best team fighters in the game, and that's how we beat BG. Like if they can group up as 5 and just run into us, we're gonna win against this team. And I think BG realizing that Tide and Puck is like, oh my god, this is scary. Like, how do we deal with this? Like, you can't really pick Terrorblade. He's not going to give better team fights, especially in the early mid games. It's going to take a little too long. Luna, it could, but still rather difficult. But Dusa has that big stone gaze. Snake hitting multiple targets is also going to be very nice. And she's tanky, like you said. Can't really get through her. I think that's what is going to is fine when they decide to go for this carry pick.
Lion.
Absolutely. Stein does have damage effects in Finger of Death, and he has hard disable, which is definitely needed. The problem with the Lion is his damage is not consistent damage, right? So they definitely still need to address this Medusa damage issue. They need that follow-up damage on the Ravage to kill the Medusa. Gucci have banned Terrorblade, Luna, and Morphling, which are some of the highest damage carries right now. So they're in a bit of a situation. They're in a bit of a damage situation right now, but they do have a strong run EU line
10
on this
seconds
side,
remaining.
especially the CP pick.
Yeah, the Sunfire is looking very, very strong from Elephant, and that's pretty much on
Nasty.
what they've been doing so far.
This is crazy. This is so much team fight. I don't know. VG actually played very well with the Disruptor yesterday, right? When they played against Aster. That was so nice to watch. Why do you think teams don't like this hero that much? Yeah.
VG game
Disruptor?
Yeah.
It's just that his disable it's not as reliable as the Lion, right? But Disruptor does have his games if you're looking to like counter initiate or you're looking for like an instant AoE silence. So Disruptor actually looks really good in this versus Puck. Disruptor is one of the counters for Puck that people don't really consider just because you can feed the Puck so often.
Yeah.
But a well-positioned Disruptor
5
can't catch
seconds
Puck. Like, so long as this Puck is getting static storm, they won't have an issue dealing with him. And there's also DK in the draft too. There's a traditional counter to Puck as well.
Isn't it so satisfying when you get a 3-man kinetic field static storm, you know, with no setups, they're just like running in on your guy, just like waiting for that angle.
Turn to ban.
I think it's just as satisfying as a black hole.
Can I talk?
Go ahead.
So they do pick ET, who reduces base armor, right? They have 2 heroes that don't care about it, and Timberthaw. Like this, they still lack damage issues. How are they going to kill this Medusa? How are they going to kill the CK? How are they going to kill this on Elephant stuff?
Got such tanky cores on
5
VG. I don't think I've seen 3 tankier cores in one team before.
When you think about his armor reduction on like these really high armor heroes, with like Terrorblade, right, Morphling. But there's a Timbersaw and a DK kind of like negating this. And that's, of course, it still provides a lot of damage. It still provides a lot of utility in team fights. It's just it's kind of been countered already, and we just
with BG heroes, they're pretty slow, apart from Timber who can zip around, or the DK is agging him. So the ET is just gonna like try to slow them down, up, and wait for the perfect angle.
5 seconds remaining.
It's just set up, and Somnus is looking to the Disruptor, and then wait for that one payoff, and the fight just kind of blows up from there. They have so much stun on that.
Honestly, I
VG
would to see
Games
something like a carry less shock coming up for Elephant because I still think they have some damage problems that they really need to fix. They need ways to build the areas.
Radiant team pick.
Maresca has arrived.
And Vici will go for the Dark Willow as their final pickup. So a bit of team fighting, bit of AoE. And
I like Ursa. I like yeah. This I was gonna say Jug too,
10
but it's stand.
seconds remaining.
oh, good.
There's a lot
5
of
seconds
like
remaining.
kind of
Yeah, Jug band, anti-mage band. Would have been a really interesting anti-mage game.
Lune and Terraplate band, Morph band.
Yeah, Wraith King's there. Doesn't do enough damage really though. I mean, maybe TBs? No, that was banned as well. The Monkey King.
Oh, so they go for a little bit of a faster pace, but their mid-late game, I'm not as confident in it as I would have if they had an Ursa picked. Interesting.
Well,
Very similar heroes.
well, what does Monkey give that Ursa doesn't? He gives another team fight. You were talking about the really heavy in on this fight. It looks like they're gonna like impose themselves. The Monkey King does act that with his like Wukong's command, and he does have sustained damage on lane versus Ursa. Whereas an Ursa versus a Dark Willow might struggle a little bit more. But I still, to be honest, I still don't like Elephant's draft that much for reasons that I've already mentioned. I think if they can pick the pace, if they can pick up the pace on and just run VG there, like even VG are a bit slow with the exception of the Timbers, so they can pressure them and they can make the map very small for them very early on. But I'm going to lean towards VG this game.
Damn. I wanted to go towards Fiji as well, but I'm so on the fence with this. I'll go with Elephant. I think they got the momentum, and Monkey King I would have had more confidence in that if it was an Ursa because about more burst damage, which is something they might be lacking. But they're gonna make it work. Let's go Elephant here.
Yeah, from what we've
I will
seen.
firmly say VG for this game.
All right. One for Elephant, one for Vici. From what we've seen so far in the tournament, I think fortune seems to favour the teams which can run around and just do more. And even though these cores are really tanky on the side of Vici, I still think they can't do as much. You know, like Timber or the mid DK, like low line on timings, and I think it's just a little bit easier. They need heroes to dump Elephant Vici. You know, they're gonna need to bring like way too many heroes to go and do stuff. Man, I think that's gonna slow them down a lot, and I think that's gonna mean they lose the game. So I'm gonna go for Elephant as well. Let's find out what our casting say. An Elephant gets, and you never forget this duo. It is Beaker and Mofar.
Yeah, thank you so much. Nobody forgets us. Nobody forgets us ever.
I mean, that could be a good thing or a bad thing, though. So I don't know if it is a nice thing that you said.
Wait,
You know, like
how is it?
You know, like if you're the naughty kid at school and everybody remembers
Yeah.
your name.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like that.
You were that guy from high school. Yeah. I guess that means you don't want to be remembered. Fair enough.
I mean, it could. I know, and I just.
It's not there for the compliment.
I'm not buying it.
Not convinced. You're not convinced.
I'd love to know how many times we've seen Vici picked DK and Dusa this patch together. They're very happy with what they've got this game.
I was really glad to see Shadow Shaman last, man. I was wondering if you were like kind of smiling about that one.
The battle
Only happy when it's picked.
Yeah, but your boy plays one game, win. You're just kind of walked and got away with that. All right.
Give the shades. So
I don't think you should have just been able to walk up and do that.
always do.
Yeah. Shadow Shaman gets himself one win, and all of a sudden he's ultra banned. All right, Bramble
Good damage.
Needs to navigate this maze. This is kind of Monkey King where we're going to see that Battle Fury axe. Oh, is he a bleak hallucination on this Monkey King?
Oh no.
Oh no, he's got bleak hallucination on the courier, and since he's the courier right now, he has bleak hallucination, which is a glitched
Dire's
Data
turret
thing.
has been killed.
I want to talk about that.
It seems that there's someone average and it's monkey. But the two are in a 1v1 against the Tide. As you can see, the monkey decided to walk all the way to the top lane.
That's a hell of a title.
And now the Tide, Lion, and Monkey King are tri-laning with each other. And because
Interesting.
I mean, the Tide's going to TP now, but aren't VG going to do the same with their bots? And the King's all the way back across the map again.
Yeah, usually you use musical lanes if you're the first one to TP. I guess it's the reaction just there.
Yeah, I guess it's different though when they've kind of only done it on one hero and then the other TP to it. Because then the Tide would have to walk all the way across the map, but the Monkey King would be fine. So you wouldn't have to. I don't know.
We'll see if they rotate. At least for right now, they're keeping it the same.
Greetings!
But sometimes the action comes off death, right? You die and then you be the other lane they wanted to be at.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see there being any massively early deaths on the course this game, though.
Yeah, pretty tanky all over them.
You're gonna get a soul camp put off. They're sacked already at the 2-minute mark, so Super might be in trouble here.
He's getting pretty well. The Thunder Strike on him. They'll look for the sleep. It hits both of them, but won't survive it.
So easily.
So first blood for Puyo. I always like talking about the road that Puyo's come from. He used King and Luminous back when Ephone had Ephone King and Ephone Luminous. Yeah, back at DAC. Not wrong.
Is he going to primary health? Yeah, he is. Okay. So I'm assuming he's going hood first on the Tide this game. It's a pretty good one for it. I love that
It's just
F1's...
fun to talk about it.
Yeah, I love that F1's holding a skill point as well on Lion. Just in case he needs to level up Hex to find kill, essentially. If he can just come out, right?
Do you think I kill this early even if he goes to the Hex?
Yeah, especially with the Monkey King as well. Okay,
Got him managing.
top as well. This team's already level 4. I don't really know what Super's going to do up here.
Does Tide feel that comfortable right now, bottom?
Yeah, he's fine. Like, the ET doesn't really do anything down here anyway. He's got his real health, so...
So his health regen's fine. He could be okay in this thing. He's still level 4. He's getting slow experience. I guess quicker rapid, quicker big team fight. Maybe you make something happen. Hope that the top gets something out of it. Maybe the experience isn't a big deal.
I just seems very, like... He's not going to be able to achieve anything here. You know, ET's supposed to be a hero that is able to sit in a lane, get lots of stuff.
Dire's structure.
The crazy thing right now is Somnus has been bullied completely out of lane. They go for old 11, they let him to sweep, they've gotten the mana drain, Timber Chain away from old 11. Trying to catch, and they're not going to catch him.
They get him low though, which is also very good, right? Timber likes it when he doesn't take a lot of damage all at once, but it's like that sustained damage over time, right? And he can just keep healing it back up.
And Somnus just getting bullied. Dragon Tail from Ori, and then Somnus eats like 5 right clicks, and all of a sudden he just got back to lane. He's got a fourth of his health left. Again?
DK's one of the best
Oh my
lanes.
god, and he just illusory orbed under the tower. He might just be dead here. He is. Yeah, DY catches him.
DYC, hell yeah, what a rotation. Okay, oh, that goal.
Can't complain about me all game now. I got counted. I won you your lane.
This is just free farming as well, and bot lane against the Tide, right? Like with the snake, everyone was saying, like, it's such a good thing.
I don't think King's want to try and get a kill here, but it's good that players just had this open lane at the moment and is doing really well. Nice. doing quite a bit of damage to Yang, and yeah, he's got that ring of health, but he doesn't have any other region to go, outside of that.
So they see the walking middle under the wards.
Silence! Behold! Gather round!
Summoners.
Dream Coil on the 2, and the sweep. Sign is stunned. The Cursed Crown. They have the damage to get the kill here onto Ori. And they really lack damage. And Somnus trying to run, just getting right clicked here by PYW, and Somnus sipping on the bottle. Earth Spike, Rosary Orb, they'll get the kill on a 1. They'll look and turn around. They've slept up the Disruptor, the Kinetic Field to try and keep these Elephant Heroes away from them. Now a Cursed Crown into the Bramble Maze. POW is doing a lot of damage. It's just not enough to get any kills in this exchange.
Yeah, the Vici supports aren't great before the level 6 mark, right? Like, they don't have the same kind of like utility. It's like something like the Lion ET, right? Well, that's what we should do. I'll steer it. It's own bait. From where
the fight's so done with Ori cut over her and fucking super cool. But locked in by the kinetic field, so it looks very dead with Cursed Crown going off and Ori securing that last hit.
Yeah, it's getting to the point in the lane now where Euros can't really sustain. Okay, good mischief.
Turns into the courier with the bleak hallucination. Look at that.
That is pretty funny.
I like that he gets to cut the well, I guess it's not glitched on a courier. PYW ending up going down as Somnus is there to help out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You've covered so much Chinese Dota. Could you tell me glitch shots that a lot of the heroes have, a lot of the players have?
Or just start to
Somnus going down to a neutral creep.
Unfortunate for DY though. I mean, he was so close to getting that kill with the last tick of Thunderstrike, and it just dies to neutral instead.
The Bramble is commanded. I can kill him at 11. I don't have the damage, and he's not really stuck in that. Just walks out, and he's regenning at 22 a pop.
Yeah, I mean, if the fight managed to get a stun off, then maybe he could have killed him, but I still don't think it would have been enough.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Honestly, for Vici, if this dude's just free farming the bot lane, I don't think they care.
Impossible heat.
If you compare the Deuce's net worth to the Monkey King, it's like the panel was saying, Elephant don't... Oh, hang on, top lane.
Where it comes in, fire, and got the Hexo, try to TP out. It's the damage there. It is. Where he's coming in with the ED, so... It's close, but at the end of the day, it gets the kill, and they'll take out the Monkey King, and these lanes are just not going well for Elephant. F1 just kind of stops moving. Bramble Maze from around the back. They're going to get the kill on that fly up in the top lane. That was... interesting.
Hello? Really nice by the Tide though. They invade the bot jungle and they take the 3 stack big camp.
Recoil on a DY. Waning Rift has silence for the sweep and scale Disruptor's life. Push the tier 1 over mid, try to out and cut to the V map.
So, PY3 has 2 points in Bramble Maze, right? I've seen, like when Edge used to play this hero, for example, Willow, he'd nearly always religiously go 1-4-1, right? Without a doubt.
Top tower is under attack.
But more and more recently, I've seen Willows go for points in Bramble Maze instead.
Hex, Waning Rift, the sweep fans, the get killing a hold of it. All that going on besides being harassed, and I see her it's not really the damage is really being done to him.
Tower is under attack.
Okay, 2 supports are here, Yang. Back, coming in. You're saying you're welcome. You've also got Ori here. I don't know if mana to throw it a Ravage. He just have that 16 charge wand. If the rest of the team's coming over and he wants to pop it, he's very tanky. He does now have 20 charges. Pops it, goes to the Ravage. The rest of the team is not here yet. Dream Coil coming around the back. That's going to be on his slide. The Disruptor gets hit with a finger. Get the kill to DY. Look over now. His old of it is chasing Yang. Got so down. We're coming over. Yang's no man's on. He's fall here. The team comes over to the side on Elephant, but they don't really commit heavily into this fight, and they'll still use the time.
Yeah, they committed so much to try and save him as well, even like the Wukongs, just to zone
Dire's
them
middle
away.
tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under
Yeah, come
attack.
Let's just say, just walk back in like that.
Boom, static storm. Feel not actually going to land on the Eurus. They also have the curse down.
Radiant's bottom
Maybe
tower
if they wait
is
for
falling.
Crown to go off, they might have been able to throw the kinetic field and static storm over that.
They really need Dota to get to level 6 as well. To have this extra little
Dire's middle
burst coming through for
tower
the
is
team.
under attack.
And
Yeah,
even the
Bedlam single targets so much damage to level 1.
even the T5, the Terrorize is really strong as well. I'm just really worried
Dire's middle
about this
tower
monkey.
has fallen.
Battle Fury right now. I'm wondering if it's the Battle Fury X move.
Okay.
But it's going to be a long time till he gets that Battle Fury. He's so far behind. He's only at 4k net worth. Like, he's equivalent
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Boom's back, catching Yang once again away from the scene, go to the kinetic field. None of the sack storm will follow this up. You're gonna spike through, and FY kind of saves the day there. Loser Orb as well as the Wayne Grip. They use the Dream Coil onto the Dark Will. There's the Curse Crown as well as the Bramble Maze to protect himself. The Shadow Realm strike and looking for the Terrorize thrown over on FY, locking him up into the Bramble.
Yeah, has to use his Terrorize to keep himself alive, unfortunately. If the Lion gets a stun off, he's probably in trouble, so... As I'll just throw it out. Again, the Zeus is still just free farming the top jungle. Monkey managing to get some catch-up time, which is great. But I love what Yang's doing. We talked about my partner doing this as well. But if you're playing this really key hero, just run in. What are they going to do?
Invisibility.
I think that's going to stick with me for a while, just the mindset of thinking that Red Panda's just looking through the trees.
How annoying can I be?
Yeah. Oh, man. They smoke up here and they're going to go towards bottom. That's because Ori now is caught out. First Spike all coming through. That'll bring them down to half health. They had this for a second to get themselves the balance strike to get the kill here on Ori. Into the trees, Eurus goes. Maybe thinking about re-engaging on this fight. DY Pursuit and Old 11 will show up here on the side of Vici. With PYW moving at the Shadow coming. Putting that him right on top of Super to get on the Elder Titan. FY, double stun and the finger orb over. They have the Wukongs. They'll get the kill on the DY. FY really coming to get that kill. It looks like he might have been dead right. But there's Dex. Yang, he's got Ravage ready. He'll throw it. They're managing. Polio seeing the shot. Come back and lose your over the second. The kill. It's going horribly for Vici to lose so many heroes in this exchange while Elephant lose nothing.
Here I am.
Dire's courier.
PYW might not be out of this one alive yet. Yang's here with Somnus into the
Radiant's
Shadow
top
Realm
tower
again.
is under attack.
That strike doesn't feel that hard.
It does slow. Oh, good juke on the orb.
Glimpse back.
Radiant structures
He's right next to
are
Yang. Do you really even want to go towards
Radiant's
Somnus at
top
all?
tower is under attack.
Symbols lock up Yang. Curse Crown, Kinetic Field, Bedlam, Soul Target. Not really doing a lot to Yang. Anybody else maybe, but Tide, I don't think so. I don't think you're cracking that shell.
I see what you did there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, the Zeus doesn't get the Stone Gaze off right in the fight, and because her mana is only level 1, she dies so quickly. You want to maximize your farming speed potential at this point in the game, so you go 4-4-1, right? But it just means she sacrifices that tank ability that will naturally come later with the levels.
DY and PYW have been inseparable this game. Always hanging out, stacking together, dewarding together.
It's having a good time,
Excellent.
You're just singing that song as they walk together. We are friends. We stack together. We deward together. We are friends.
Where's that song from? You make it sound like that's always something everybody should know.
No, it was literally just the most summer camp. Nobody would understand that reference.
Well, they talked about dewatering.
I almost don't understand the reference. Yeah. Well, you know, you got to change it with. Change out some of the words.
OGA camp? Is that what?
No.
Okay.
I don't have high enough MMR to even apply to that camp.
Right. Okay.
Blink Dagger picked up for Somnus. He did quite well considering he had a bit of a struggle at the start.
Are fortified. Dire's top tower is under
And
attack.
about this Battle Fury, they will go to the X next on Eurus.
Dire's top tower.
So see how quickly he can get to that. Clearing up these trees, Yang TPing in, and DY is ready to throw the glimpse.
Oh, without Yang, they can't defend. This tower just goes.
He's all the way back top.
Has fallen.
That's a horrible feeling.
You know you've made a mistake when you TP to the tower and defend, you get guns back to the side of the map.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And in a game with Disruptor, there's always about a 67% chance that's happening when you're TPing to a tower. It's an aggressive play from Somnus. I'll get the kill on a DY, that sleep won't hit anything.
Yeah, that natural order from the ET, just helping buff up the puck damage.
He only has it at level 1 right now.
I think Yang's going to buy a blink here, right? On the tide.
Looks like it. He's got the gold at the moment, and yeah, there's the blink.
Quickly as I go. Here I am.
It's turned into a bit of a slow game again, hasn't it? I mean, Elephant have found their way back into it through a couple of team fights, but.
Well, you said like the slowness benefits Vici,
Yeah.
but I see that, and I kind of think it helps Eurus kind of come back to this one and give certainly Elephant a chance, right?
I mean, the Monkey King isn't awful against Uso, though, right? Especially with the rest of the team fight that they have. They have so many abilities that keep people in place, like Dream Coil and the Rabbits and things, where if they get a good Wukong, I think they can bite into the Deuce.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Because she's
attack.
not very mobile either, right? So especially if you get that level 25 with the extra ring, layer it up with one of those, team fight abilities. They have good damage output. Is it going to be enough?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Dango, having Talbert after this. We got Dream Coil, the place down on old 11. The Bramble Maze is down and have the silence. There's the Terrorize, throwing back Eurus as well as Yang. Sleep doesn't end up landing, and now Yang wants to blink and throw a Ravage out. That lands on 2. We'll go after DY. The Earth Swimmer's on point. They're going to kill him. Throw the cover to 11. They're going to block him in the Wukong's command and throw that finger, get the kill on a 2. Well done by Elephant. Looks like that Ravage might have been a little bit far away, but he ends up getting both heroes there, and they get the kill onto both those heroes as well.
Can't doubt Yang.
How far are they into this? Ags pretty close, actually. Only about 1,200 gold away.
That's with
the Battle Fury.
Yeah. They really need to
Dragon Tail, Bramble Maze, very dead.
My hands are tied.
YW going into a Yule's next.
I mean, the problem is for Vici, right, that the Timber and the DK aren't really scaling either of them. So when the DK gets beaky, it's relatively okay timing around the same time. They need to just try and go, I think. It's going to cut another wave as well here, so the Stusa won't even be able to pressure massively in the spot area up.
The thunder won't let me die.
Extra Shigu damage there for the Monkey King at that level 15 talent, and now 400 gold away from that axe.
He's getting there. does the Willow have? We haven't really talked about the support items too much.
The Willow's going into the Yules, but at least right now it's just a fluffy hat with a lace arcane boots with a weird stuff. So the the makings of Yules. There's a staff, but it's in the backpack.
Behold!
Simon also, it was interesting to see him go triple null into the Witchblade.
Yeah, we've seen triple null a decent amount this tournament as well on the Lena as well, right? We saw it on the Lena, we saw it on the Puck.
BKB for Ori picked up. And Blinken's next for Somnus. We'll see how that goes as Tide's building into that Heaven's Tower. You guys saw that big pop-up with all the items being built in, but giving you the report regardless. Gonna smoke here on the side of Elephant, have Yang showing mid. I believe Vici are wanting to do the same thing as their group up. Take away that
high ground.
Sentry. Ooh, 11 kind of leading the team and getting himself a bit far away. They saw that.
Yeah, this is an issue. They saw the smokes break on the puck low, so they know.
BKB popped by Ori. Well, they react to him popping that BKB and trying to go in on this. They found the Hex. F1 comes around the back. Got fingers off the spike. Primal Spring right on top of it. Look at the on the D1. Now the Ravage hitting on a 3. Terrorize comes in. Let's go land on the Earth. F1. That'll send the King as well as this Lion back. Where the Ear Splitter comes through on Ori. They get on the DK. They'll take out 2. Old 11. He's quite tanky and shouldn't die here. But Somnus, he's up front looking for more. Doesn't have a dream coil to throw down on these heroes of Vici. So they should escape, and right now Elephant control the triangle and a big chunk of the dire side of the map. No surprise. Cat thought that song was cringe, by the way.
They have to call you out for it.
There's a smoke by Vici. They're starting to fall behind, and like Puyo's got a lot of farm, but he hasn't really been able to utilize it. He's only 2-1-1. None of those kills early on super. Winged Dragon Tail on F1. Gosh, Fukong's in the balance strike. Spike lands on 2 before Fly dies. That might mean Ori goes down here, but he finally gets the KB off. He's walking away. They landed the sweep on Puyo. They'll find themselves super. They try to get the kill on the Elder Titan. But DY doesn't have a glimpse. Blink forward, Dragon Tail, Ori in a precarious position, just like where he's at. He might get the green coil on a 4. Somnus in, Somnus out. Now you see him, now you don't. You've also got Yang coming over. He doesn't have Ravage. 30 seconds on cooldown on that. We'll see if they're still fighting at the end of that cooldown. DY running away as the Curse Crown pops on Yang. He's unable to chase these heroes on Vici.
Haste!
Popping the Manta and continuing to run.
A prize!
And Yang, ooh, he still wants this. He gets to kill on a DY, blinking forward, throwing that anchor smash.
I mean, I can't believe someone just got away with that.
And he's still forward. Somnus is out. Look over at PYW, who pulls himself up into the air. And with that, Somnus will finally retreat. Elephant going further and further ahead. They've got this KB combo on the Monkey King. He's farming at a pretty big chunk these days, and well, he's almost got the BKB. So Eurus, who again, I hate to reiterate, a pretty slow start. I don't know net worth.
He's having a much better game now. I think that comes from the ability to play with the rest of the team, find involved in these team fights, right?
Yeah, PYW who is sitting close to getting that shard.
Did you see the Giga Chad in Claw on Lion? 216 crit? Oh, that was big.
Well, what is in the neutral stash for them that he is using that? There is another shawl.
I mean, if he gets the 70 damage talent, though, it's not awful.
Super kinetic fields is all around the side. He's wrapped of it. Now they're going to use it to fight where the wound comes around at 11. The Dream Coil comes in as he's trying to dim chain. It's Somnus.
And you can't fight into this team fight. Like, all of their heroes on Raid have strong heroes. So, how do they get into the fight? Especially when the BKB starts to get lower, right? Like a DK, for example. And they just can't deal with the fight. Yang's just placing himself as a brick wall effectively. That's some high-level Roche action.
Yeah.
Quickly, that used to be when the Monkey Kings would attack the Roche as well. It was so ridiculous.
Oh, literally almost insane. Oh, Paladin Sword. It's going to be walked over to Eurus and passed his way.
Invisibility!
Old 11 finally getting his shot. That was killed on the career earlier. Now he's got that flamethrower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Love the
Radiant
flamethrower.
are scanning.
What an ability.
There was a point where people didn't realize how good it was.
Yes.
And then it was used in a pro game and it killed like 4 people. And like really helped a high ground siege, and I think everybody bought it after that.
So the BKB Zeus has a BKB. She's just on Juggernaut, so we'll get it back again in a second, but has this BKB made a huge difference? I think because DK and the Timber haven't scaled that well into the game, she kind of needs the BKB, but it doesn't really help against like the Monkey King, right? Or their damage help overall as a team on Veach either. We talked about possible damage issues for Elephant, but it feels like it's starting to go the other way.
I don't think she ever been able to execute what they wanted in this game at all.
It's because they keep running into the 5-man Elephant team fight lineup, you know?
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower.
Dream Coil, Ravage, all the control. FY has been hitting multi-person or multi-hero spikes, it seems like every time, or whenever he needs the control, even like in death, like as his hero is dying, he's throwing an earth spike. And he's going for a shard. Tide's almost got a BKB himself, and then Scotty next for Monkey King. He's got 3,700 gold saved up.
Oh, good coil.
Finds PYW.
A pity.
PYW does so that shard now, which might open up a little bit more here for Vici, but again,
Dire's structures are
they've just fallen so far behind, and even an open game, as much as Poyoyo has had one, has not been enough yet. BKB, Balance Strike, a D1, easy kill there on the Disruptor. Eurus is just taking over the game.
It's not even just Eurus. Look at where they are on the map. They're just relentless.
Yeah, Yang's moving forward. He doesn't care, and they just have not. They invaded that fight over mid, and they haven't stopped.
I like this Ags on the puck as well. Like we've talked about, when the Monkey gets to the late portions of the game, you want this Ags coil just to keep everybody in place. Like, even if they have people, so just keep her there, keep her in the Wilcomb's command, and just the town.
Different to watching Elephant in this tournament so far. I think different to what we saw in the DPC. Elephant have a lot more confidence.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And it's difficult to know at this point in the year, you know, which teams, especially the ones that are going to TI, are like playing, and which ones are kind of, you know, have taken breaks, because there's that really awkward time where, you know, TI gets moved, otherwise they would have been practicing for longer. Maybe they'd already organised a boot camp or something.
It'd already be in TI, right? It's August 12th?
I don't think it's until, it was supposed to be until later this month. I can't 100% remember that, but I think this one was a bit of an anomaly because of, yeah, the situation in the world. But did he just cut his tree? So yeah, you're in this like really weird period here where people aren't really sure if they're coming or going. You can block it.
Spirit Vessel with the Hex, and that's a Spirit Vessel coming from SAPPHIRE. Another Earth Spike, they get the finger, now he's on 6 stacks. And he's getting that extra health for Finger of Death kill. He's at 2,070 health here on FY. He got much sharp, hasn't and he's happy right now. SAPPHIRE has an extra 250 damage.
Radiant are scanning. Dire's courier has been killed.
They haven't been able to get out and
do anything.
Yeah. They have to just play around the Dusa, but Elephant have so many different like combinations of heroes they can play together and find kills on the map.
Oh, Poyoyo. X. And has that sharp, though. Mystic Snake was thrown over on FY. BKB's popped around the horn. And going into the Stone Gaze, trying to leave. Has the help from POW. Yang's ready with a Ravage. And that's going to hit on a Poyoyo. No, just on the edge. He doesn't get hit, but he still ends up dead. And now the Dream Coil's there. They'll stop PYW's TP. And Somnus is now beyond godlike. He had such a rough time mid, and he is 14-2-6 now. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's nice to just see them carry on this form that they had earlier at the tournament as well. LGD yesterday, when they lost in the playoffs, you know, they've been taking carry pudge and everything and whatever in the group stage. They thought because there was 3 out of 4 teams to qualify, they could afford to expand a little bit more. But then when they got to the playoffs, they were trying to be the real deal. And I was a little bit worried that maybe everybody was going to step up a little bit to, you know, match what Elephant have been kind of doing in the group stage. But they're still just on it, and they're showing why they haven't lost a game yet this tournament so far.
Trend might continue. Now level 25 has the 250 Willing Rift AoE and range. Going back to the Ags, had it queued up, goes Dagon 5 instead from the Dagon 1.
Yeah, I don't think that though, considering the position they're in. They can afford to just be a little bit more greedy and find those pickoffs and things. Because there's no, like, you have to remember that maybe that makes sense in the game, like, sooner, but if they do scales them...
Running over to try and get that double damage. DUI's giving him the thunder with a shard, and they're going to go in. All the 11 on the high ground. Look at this managing coming up from Nickboy over to the side. With the can even stand his ground. They're going to for the this other time. Now, Paul student gets the kill there. That's 2 is dead on the side of Elephant. It's been a long time since Vici have had an advantageous fight, but it's starting to fall apart a little bit. Get the kill on the PYW. They have the disarm that's going to be thrown down by the Monkey King. The damage is there. They get the kill. Dominance over, finishing off DY and the call GG.
I think they're going to realise that if they can't win this fight when they have a DD on the Medusa, then they're not going to win another fight for the rest of the game. That's like best case scenario for them, right?
Yeah. So crisp. Maybe the laning stage was a little bit like shaky, and they had to switch lanes, and they threw the Monkey King top, but overall, like that.
you